Movies Are a Thing is a weekly podcast going over the movies releasing this week.
And whatever movie-related tangents we decide to venture off on today.
Hello and welcome to Movies Are a Thing. My name is John.
And I'm Travis, and here are the movies premiering this week.
Got it. But before we do that, Travis.
Yes, sir.
How's it going, man?
Going good, man. Just trying to keep myself in line because you just cannot do a normal opening.
I cannot, no.
No, not at all.
It is impossible.
You cannot. In all the years that we've been doing this together, which is what, like 2 or 3 now?
At least.
And there's never been one normal opening. Not once. Not even when we were at the house.
I mean, I gotta try, right?
You do. You do.
I gotta try.
You do, and you succeed.
Yes.
So let's see. Okay, my week has been good. Just been working. And I'm getting ready for this upcoming weekend because I'm kind of taking some time off. Going to a concert on Friday and Sunday, so that should be a lot of fun. Going to go see Metallica.
It's a 2-day concert.
It is.
On Friday and Sunday.
They are, and they're playing 2 different sets, so they're not playing the same music twice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Why isn't it a 3-day concert?
Probably because they're old and they can't play 3 days in a row.
Okay.
I'm only guessing. I don't know for sure, but that's just my normal guess.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably really old. What are they, like 30?
Gosh. I think they're double than that now.
Oh, probably more so.
Oh, yeah. I think they're at least... got to be at least... Lars has got to be in his 60s, 70s. Or not Lars. Yeah, Lars. Wait. Kirk. Or, why am I...
Well, let's see here. So, Cliff was born February 10th, 1962.
Okay.
Until his death in 1986.
Right. Okay.
Kirk was born November 18th, 1962. Lars was born December 26th, 1963. And James was born August 3rd, 1963. So they are all 61, 62.
Wow, they're around my mom's age. That's nuts.
That is pretty crazy.
And they're still rocking it.
Mm-hmm.
Good for them.
Absolutely.
Good for them.
And good for you for going to see them in concert.
Yeah, I'm giving them money because they need it, you know?
Absolutely. But did you watch any movies?
I did. I watched one movie.
I think I know which one. I need your thoughts on this movie.
Okay. Is it... Okay, which one do you think I watched?
Based off of a video game.
Mm-hmm. Borderlands? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I know that the critics have not been good to it at all.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get your thoughts on it.
Okay. So it is really hard to have a 20-plus hour game be condensed into an under 2-hour movie.
Mm-hmm.
Eli Roth had an incredible task ahead of him to do that, and it looks beautiful. It looks like Borderlands. It just, the comedy doesn't hit.
Okay.
It's got plenty of action. The comedy just doesn't hit, and I thought that it needed more time to be able to kind of get everything in line because it just moves way too fast. It needs that time to be able to kind of burn so that you can learn things, and they just kind of almost expect you to kind of already know.
Okay.
And I think it needs that little bit of time to be able to so that you can breathe and you can kind of learn things as you go instead of just kind of getting hit in the face with it.
Do you think it would have been better if it had gone the same way as Fallout and been a series?
You know?
Would it have been able? Do you think it would have been able to kind of hold on to everybody from the first episode if it was a series?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Every once in a while I have one of those.
Yeah. You know, I just don't think that Eli Roth is strong enough of a director, especially in that sort of area, to be able to pull something off like that. Like, he can do horror just fine, but with a big IP like that, I just don't think that he has the... what am I trying to say? He just doesn't have... I don't think he has what it takes to be able to pull off a movie like that,
or a TV show,
or like a TV show, because he needs to be able to have that slow burn, and he's kind of a get to the point right then and there sort of guy. Like, his horror movies are always just like right then and there, you get right into it,
just kind of like light the fuse and chuck it.
Exactly. And you, with the game and the movie and in this show or movie, you kind of need that little bit of slow burn.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But if you like Kevin Hart, he might be the only reason to go see it if you like Kevin Hart.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even Jack Black?
Jack Black, I didn't think he was funny. I thought he was annoying. And that really pains me to say, because I was really excited for Jack Black.
You were.
To play
You were very
Claptrap.
excited.
I really wanted this movie to be fantastic, and it just didn't hit it for me.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
That's all right. It's the way the cookie crumbles.
It's the way Tiny Tina goes on her adventures.
That's right.
All right, very nice. And so you only saw that one.
I only saw the one, yeah.
Which is one more than I did. I was I finally had a chance to mow my lawn this weekend after like 3 weeks.
Nice.
So it took a little while, but yeah, there's just a lot of housework, kind of getting ready for some stuff that's going on with with my sister getting some clinical trial stuff going. So
Okay, sure.
yeah, it was just kind of busy weekend. It's been a busy summer. It always is. I know I always say that it is, but it's been a busy summer.
Oh, right. Oh, exactly. I mean, you're usually always busy, but it just seems like you've been more so this summer than anything.
Yeah, it feels like it. So, but yeah, what do you say we hop right into the movie news? And actually, before we hop into the regular movie news that we already have, I just remembered something that is, I mean, it's kind of sad. But I don't know if you know this or not, but yesterday was actually the 10-year anniversary of Robin Williams' death.
Was it really?
August 11th, 2014.
That's sad.
So as of recording, we're recording on the 12th. But yeah, August 11th, 2014 was when Robin Williams passed away, and it's been 10 years.
Okay.
Which to me is insane.
It doesn't feel like it's been that long.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And like, I mean, even thinking about it, like when I started the podcast, even, that was only 4 years after it happened. And like, now it's already been 10, and it doesn't feel like I've been doing the podcast for 8 years or 6 years.
Right.
I can't do math. It's okay. But yeah, that doesn't feel like that. And then it does not feel like 10 years since Robin Williams passed away at all.
Wow. Yeah, it just doesn't. Not at all.
But yeah, I mean, like, Robin Williams was one of the very few, like, famous people's deaths that really kind of affected me. And I know I think we've talked about it before in the past too.
Sure.
But like, for me, Robin Williams was my childhood,
Most definitely.
Whether it was Mrs. Doubtfire, whether it was Jeannie or what have you, the his character in Fern Gully. It's just kind of like anywhere you really kind of looked, like he was there. So.
Almost definitely. He has a long-lasting impression, and I can only hope that parents will sit down and show their kids Robin Williams movies to kind of show what we grew up on, or what they grew up on, I should say. But
Exactly.
he is a treasure.
100%. But speaking of a lot of the movies that he was in, especially from our childhood, is a lot of Disney movies, which actually brings us into our movie news for the week. And this week was actually D23, which is Disney's like big convention thing. I mean, they literally hold it in the Anaheim Convention Center.
Okay.
which is right across the street from Disneyland.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's a huge convention center, but they had a lot of movie news. Some of the things that we have heard from D23 here, just movie-wise, is we have the name of Avatar 3 now.
Okay.
The official name of Avatar 3. Because I think before we were talking about, they had said something about being Avatar 3, the Seed Bearer or something like that. But now it is officially titled Avatar Fire and Ash.
Oh, I was hoping it would be the Way of Fire.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had Avatar, which was basically like wind, right?
Right.
And then we had Way of Water.
Yeah.
Now we have Fire. I mean, huh?
I was thinking Beavis and Butthead.
Oh.
Yeah, fire.
Yeah. So we have, air, water, fire, earth, and then heart. I still think we're going that way.
I mean, you never know. And then
Their powers combined.
Yep, and then Captain Planet will show up.
Anytime I think of Captain Planet, all I can think of is that Robot Chicken sketch. Captain Planet. But yeah, so Fire and Ash. Thoughts on the title?
I mean, you and I went to go see Way of Water together, and I didn't think Way of Water was all that great, and I guess hearing that this one will be with fire. Yeah, fire. I'll have to see a trailer and kind of know what's going on to really know if I really want to see this or not. I'm going to see it regardless. But right now I'm just kind of like, okay, another Avatar movie. Okay, sure. Yeah, let's go for it.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I mean, Avatar 3 was not the only 3 that we heard about.
Okay.
We also actually heard about Incredibles 3 being announced.
Really? Okay.
And Brad Bird is returning.
Ooh, okay.
So, Incredibles 1, incredible. Incredibles 2, I thought was really good.
I did too, yeah.
I really enjoyed that one as well. So this one, as long as they've got a good story, we'll have to see how it goes as things kind of progress. But they announced it. They did not give anything else. They just announced that it was being in production.
Do you think they'll have a time jump and we'll get kind of more adultish kids, like more like what the kids are right now, but with Jack Jack?
Maybe. Well, I mean, like Violet would basically be like if Jack Jack were to be, say, Dash's age, then Violet would basically be probably off on her own doing her own thing.
Right.
Because she would either be off at college or graduated from college or, just, like I said, off doing her own thing, whatever. And then, yeah, Dash would be close to, if not graduating high school then.
Right, yeah.
So, that'd be very interesting.
And then Mr. Incredible and
Elastigirl
are retiring for the second time, third time.
I forget how many times they've retired now.
And Frozone is still looking for her super suit. Honey, where is my super suit?
Nice. But yeah, so we have Incredibles 3 coming in. We have a lot more, but Freaky Friday 2, we've talked about this before. We actually got a lot more kind of news for it.
Okay.
We found out that the title is going to be Freakier Friday.
Okay.
It's not Freaky Friday 2, it's Freakier Friday.
It's even freakier.
Yeah. Freaky. So we know Lindsay Lohan is back. We know Jamie Lee Curtis is back. We know Chad Michael Murray is back.
Right.
Apparently, Manny Jacinto is going to be playing Lindsay Lohan's husband in this.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
The name sounds familiar, but you're going to have to refresh me.
He was, I was just thinking of this. He was in Good Place, and he was in The Acolyte most recently.
Okay.
I am just completely blanking on his name in The Good Place. Jason.
Okay.
Jason Mendoza, the guy, if you ever watched The Good Place, he was the guy who pretended to be a monk.
Okay, yep. And
then he was just an idiot from Florida. Portals.
That is such a good show.
But yeah, now he was most recently in The Acolyte, and basically he, I don't know if you saw, but there was a lot of people kind of being like, "Ooh, what's up, Manny?" after seeing him in The Acolyte, because he got Star Wars'd up.
Sure.
But yeah, so we have him joining in as well.
Okay.
And I think, do we have a release date? I don't remember if I saw a release date on it. Theatrical release will take place in 2025. That's all we know.
I'm sure it'll be a Friday the 13th.
Possibly. Definitely a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see how that goes. Actually, going back to another 3, we have the third Tron movie coming in that we've talked about before.
Wow.
Yeah. And apparently we now know, since Daft Punk has retired, we now know who is set to score the new movie.
Okay.
And that is going to be Nine Inch Nails.
Ooh. All right.
You wanna kind of talk about what you think of Nine Inch Nails scoring a Tron movie?
Okay. I like it. It's gonna be different because it's gonna be more rock than it is dubstep, but still have that industrial flair to it. I guess I more so like older Nine Inch Nails than I do newer stuff. So
Okay. So I mean, I will say that. Did you ever end up watching Soul?
yes.
He scored that one. Trent Reznor scored that.
Okay.
Or he composed the original score for that movie. Mm-hmm. The stuff that wasn't being played by Jean-Baptiste for the piano was composed by Trent Reznor.
Nice.
And then he also did Mank. I think he actually won an award for that one.
Okay.
And then he composed the score for Mutant Mayhem, the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that just came out last year.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 2024. Last year.
Yeah, last year. I was gonna say last summer.
Yeah, and then he did a couple episodes of The Bear.
The Bears.
The Bears. And then, I mean, let me just do this here quickly. He did 9 episodes of the Watchmen TV series.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember.
They recently just did a movie too. Trent Reznor and Atticus. Oh, Challengers.
Okay.
They scored that one.
And then Call of Duty Black Ops 2, he was the theme composer for that.
Okay.
So, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. That's right. He did that one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So, I mean, he has a lot of, kind of history to kind of pull from. So I think he'll be able to kind of manipulate his kind of style of music into Tron.
Oh, most definitely.
And I know that I don't know if we've actually talked about the synopsis of it, but I do know that the new Tron movie is going to be basically a program called Ares actually gets sent into the real world from the program world. Ooh. So instead of humans going from the real world to the program world, it's now the opposite. A program is being sent from the program world to the real world. Ooh. And basically it's going to be kind of a whole thing about dealing with like AI and all that kind of stuff. And Jeff Bridges is set to return. I don't know if we've said that before.
Okay. Oh my gosh, a light cycle on the streets. Oh, man.
Maybe. Never know. You never know. And so, let's see here. Jeff Bridges also returns with a cast that includes Greta Lee, Evan Peters, Hassan Minaj, Jodie Turner-Smith, Gillian Anderson is apparently going to be in it as well.
Oh, Scully.
Yeah.
Where's Garrett Hedlund? Where is Olivia Wilde?
They have disappeared into the ether.
Okay. So they're lost in Tron.
Well, I mean, they made it out of the computer world. So
that's very true.
She was the first program to make it out of the computer world. Because she was a program.
That's true. She was. Yeah.
She made it out of the program world. So, yeah, that should be interesting to see.
Most definitely.
Another thing dealing with technology apparently is the new Toy Story movie that's coming out, Toy Story 5, which was announced at D23 as well, with Andrew Stanton writing and directing.
Okay.
I think he did the last one.
Oh, 4? Okay.
I think so. Let me double check that here quick.
Well, obviously, since 4 comes before 5.
He did Wall-E.
Oh, okay.
And then he did Finding Dory, A Bug's Life, Finding Nemo. Yep. And then screenplay for Toy Story 4, for Toy Story 3. He wrote the screenplay for John Carter,
Okay.
which I think is an underrated movie personally.
I haven't watched it since that came out. I remember hating it when I first watched it, but then it's grown on me.
Might be worth a rewatch.
That's right.
So, Andrew Stanton is going to be writing and directing that one. Apparently, it's going to be basically that Bonnie has become an iPad kid,
Okay.
and the toys are going to have to try to deal with that. You know, their kid becoming an iPad kid rather than playing with toys.
I like it.
And apparently, there's going to be evil Buzz Lightyears.
I like it.
So we'll see how that all goes.
Tim Allen is going to be doing that until he's 90. So is Tom
Hanks. Right. Wallace Shawn.
Yeah.
Jim Verne.
Oh, Ernest.
I mean, he was the original Slinky Dog.
He sure was.
So we do have that coming in. Man, we really got to bust through these. Okay. Zootopia 2 is coming in as well. We found out that the bad guy of that movie is going to be played by Ke Huy Quan.
Nice.
He's going to be a Gary the Snake.
Okay.
So we have that. We got a trailer for Moana 2. Did you have a chance to watch that?
I did.
What did you think?
It looks like Moana.
It does very much. I feel like I can kind of see where they were going to kind of split it up into the different stories. Mm-hmm. Because remember, it was going to be like 3-4 like mini movie kind of things.
Right.
Before it was all condensed into one.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I can kind of see where they were going to like chop it up kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's piqued my interest.
Okay. Very nice. I was planning on watching this regardless because I like Moana.
Right.
But it looks good. I will always like The Rock as Maui, so
As just Coco.
right.
Nuts. I will say that the audio kind of threw me a little bit, just because it felt like it wasn't like fully mixed yet, especially during the coconut thing.
Sure.
It definitely felt like, it felt like they were in the studio talking into a microphone. You know, it felt like this.
Okay. Sure.
And it felt like they didn't mix it, so it didn't have the echoes. It didn't have like the correct levels of like the ocean to the boats to the voices to the little not poison darts, but paralyzing darts or whatever that the coconuts are shooting at all the peoples.
Oh, poor Hey.
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 He got saved by a paddle.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
Barely, though.
Mm-hmm. So we have that. We found out that the new live-action Lilo and Stitch is going to be in 2025, summer of 2025, and we got a first look at Stitch.
I think he looks really good.
It'll be very interesting to see how they integrate him into live action. Mm-hmm. But just from the plate, I agree with you 100%. It looked pretty good. Mm-hmm. Looked cuddly.
See, I wonder how, like, obviously he seems a lot bigger in what we saw. I wonder what his size will be in the movie.
Well, like, in the movie, he was pretty close to the same size as Lilo.
He was, yeah.
And, like, Lilo was, I guess, a little bit shorter than, like, all the proportions for the people are Disney-ified, obviously, in the original movie. Mm-hmm. But, like, I feel like they made Lilo a little bit shorter, and so Stitch could be basically her size.
Sure.
This one, I totally agree with you. It feels like you're going to be a little bit bigger, but still, in his words, cute and fluffy.
That's right.
Yeah, I really want to see a trailer for this, like an actual trailer for this. Mm-hmm. It'll be very interesting to see. And then, like I said, summer of 2025, so we've got a year left.
Oh, it'll be here before we know it. So.
Exactly. Time flies.
Exactly.
And the new Pixar movie hops. They did announce a new movie as well called Hoppers. This one has John Hamm and Bobby Moynihan. Bobby Moynihan in it. I don't know if they really didn't reveal too much, but it's about a human and a beaver who exchange brains, and it keeps in the spirit of Pixar, getting into the sensitive sides of both.
Okay.
So we'll have to see how that all goes, but Hoppers is what it's called.
Do you think he'll chew on wood? If you couldn't see that, because it's a podcast, I was doing the chewing.
What?
Yep.
Is that made of
Wood?
what? Travis, cut it out.
I'm sure you will.
And if you do hear that, let us know. We're on Facebook.com/moviesarthing, or on Twitter and Instagram @moviesarthing, no spaces, dashes, slashes, anything like that, @moviesarthing. Let us know that you heard it. If you understood it, let us know as well. And yeah, it'll be fun times.
I like that. That's great.
But that brings us to our next little bit from Disney, and that is the new movie Elio that's coming in. This is the one, I think we saw a teaser for it, where basically this kid's mom works at some, not observatory, but basically one of those big satellite things that is constantly searching for signals from outer space. And something happens where we receive a signal, and somehow her son, Elio, doesn't intercept it, but does something, and the aliens basically see him as the ambassador of Earth. And so they abduct him.
Sure.
And he becomes the ambassador of Earth at whatever location that they're at for their stuff. And we have a new person that has joined the cast, because we have America Ferrera as the mom.
Yep.
And now we have Zoe Saldana as Elio's aunt.
Okay.
So that should be very interesting to see. Zoe Saldana is just everywhere in these huge, I know she said that she's done with franchises, but she's still with Pixar and Disney.
Yep,
So-
exactly.
But yeah, so she has joined in as Elio's aunt.
And she's full of it too, considering she's still an Avatar.
Yeah, they're still doing Avatar too.
Yeah.
So,
She'll be doing that until she's 90, knowing James Cameron.
I mean, he said only 5. So,
Yeah, we'll see.
unbeknownst to them, a 6th movie was written.
That's right. Avatar Way of Ice.
The one Avatar.
And then they just ended with Avatar The Last Airbender.
I mean, I was going more Lord of the Rings, but that works too.
I like that too.
But they were all fooled, for another movie was written. So we do have that. And then we have another third movie. Frozen 3 has been announced, and they showed some concept art. That's the word I'm looking for. Concept art, which was basically like 2D, almost Snow White-ish kind of concept art.
Okay.
Or if you look at like the book at the beginning of like Cinderella or Snow White or whatever, what have you, the art style that's in there, I feel like that's kind of the art style that they were channeling when they made the stuff for Frozen 3. The concept art for Frozen 3. Concept art for Frozen 3. There we go.
Tongue twister.
Right? But apparently, one of the writers or directors or whoever hinted that there was probably going to be another Frozen movie as well, because the story is not small enough to fit in one movie.
Oh. So there could be a Frozen 4.
That's what it sounded like. Nothing is official as of yet, but they did say, let me see if I can pull it up here quickly. She said, there was a lot of questions coming out of Frozen 2. It will take 2 films to answer them, is what she said.
Okay.
So nothing official. And then Bob Iger, apparently back in November on Good Morning America, had said some stuff so that it lines up with, yes, there will be a Frozen 4. Nothing official yet, though.
Okay.
And so we have all of that, and then just to kind of jump through the rest of this here, just to make sure. Oh, did you watch the trailer for Snow White?
Yes.
Thoughts on that?
It I don't. It looks like Snow White, very much so. We really didn't get to see a whole lot of the Seven Dwarfs. We saw like little glimpses, like far away shots, but not really up close. We did see a lot of Snow White, obviously. And let me say, like, that deer in the trailer, if they do that, like, they could do a really good Bambi. But that's besides the point right
With
now.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, right?
That's right. I would watch that movie in a heartbeat. But I don't know. I would give it a chance. I know it's been getting a lot of flack, and even the actress didn't want to do this movie. At least not at first.
Right.
Until
right.
things were changed. So we'll find out, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, like, Rachel Zegler's, like, singing and stuff, obviously fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, you know, I've been, with them being so heavily CGI'd, and it's just very, very strange.
At that point, if they're going to have that much CGI, what's the point of even doing a live action? When it's not even live action at that point if you're just going to have a live action actor.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's very, very strange, and we'll have to see how it all goes.
Definitely.
Especially since before Disney had said that they were taking a completely different approach with the Seven Dwarves.
Right.
But now they look very much like their animated counterparts from what we saw.
Right.
I don't know. It's going to be
I would say the best thing out of it, though, is Gal Gadot as the evil queen.
I still prefer the Evil Queen from Once Upon a Time.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I never watched that show, so I can't judge.
It was pretty good.
That's what I hear.
Let's see here.
And was she the actual evil queen from Snow White? From Snow White?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Because she had the apple. I mean, that's why the whole thing was,
Yeah.
like, the apple was a big part of the marketing for the movie and everything, or not movie, TV show. And then I think, let me just double check one thing here quickly. Yeah. So Jennifer Goodwin was Snow White in the show.
Oh, okay. Yep. Because she was, because she's the one that lived in the town.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then their daughter was the one that came into the town and was trying to mess things up for the Evil Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, if I remember correctly. But we're keeping on moving. Got to keep on moving. Let's go. So I know we don't really, sometimes we talk about TV series and stuff. I mean, we just were. But with D23, we have a new Star Wars TV series coming in. Did you watch the trailer for Skeleton Crew?
No, I didn't.
You should watch the trailer for Skeleton Crew.
Okay.
I think it looks very good. It very much gives a Goonies vibe.
Ooh, okay.
And there is surprises in there.
Ooh, okay.
Like surprise castings. So watch that.
Okay.
Agatha All Along. We had a trailer drop for that one as well. Which just makes me want to watch this one even more.
Right.
Apparently, the cast for D23, before they premiered the trailer, the cast came out and sang one of the songs from the show.
Nice.
And, I mean, Catherine Hahn, you wouldn't necessarily think Catherine Hahn, singer, okay. But yet, I mean, she did do all of the, Agatha songs in WandaVision and stuff too.
Yeah.
So there's that. But this one this show looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
It looks so good.
Who's that messing up everything? Was Agatha all along?
I always go into the monsters. You have to. You have to go into the monsters.
Well, it's just so close.
It is.
It really is.
But yeah, so we have that. Apparently, the people at D23 got to see the same trailer as the people at San Diego Comic-Con for the Fantastic Four First Steps.
Lucky ducks.
Right? But apparently it was kind of a lot of just like set photos and conceptual drawings and stuff like that to make up the trailer. Okay. So we'll have to see how that all goes. We did see a picture of what the new costumes possibly look like, I think.
Okay.
It is very reminiscent of the 1994 movie.
Okay.
But with kind of like white on the shoulders going down the arms kind of thing. So I guess, a lot more reminiscent of some of their very early appearances in the comics,
Okay.
seeming to be a lot more comic accurate
Nice.
to
Okay.
the original Fantastic Four comics.
Okay.
And then they saw people at D23 saw some stuff for Daredevil Born Again,
Lucky Ducks.
right?
He's gonna have the black and red suit too. Super excited.
He is. And then we have some more stuff there for TV series. And then we had a trailer for Mufasa, the Lion King.
Boo.
Did you see that trailer?
I didn't watch it because I refused to.
So they actually are giving Scar his original name,
Good. Okay.
which is Taka. Mm-hmm. I think that was his original name. So he wasn't always called Scar.
Mm-hmm.
But in the TV show, or in the new movie Mufasa, the Lion King, he will be, his name is Taka.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like they learned a lot from the backlash. I know we kind of talked about it a little bit before, where we were hoping that they were going to have a lot more emotion in the face of the animals rather than just being like animal faces that are trying, that are supposed to convey some emotion, but they convey no emotion whatsoever.
Right.
These ones are a little bit more anthropomorphized, where they are showing emotion.
Okay.
So that is something. It seems interesting.
Okay.
I would recommend watching it, even if it's a hate watch, just to take it in.
Okay. I like how you said a hate watch. That's great. I watch you just to hate you.
I was watching something. People were watching the trailer, and they're like, "Why does he have a British accent?" It's like because Jeremy Irons and Chiwetel Ejiofor had a British accent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, do you want him to just randomly gain one from one movie to the next, or what are we talking here?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Jeremy Irons is still alive. He could still do the role.
but this is a very young. This is like teen, adolescent, very young adult.
Well, I'm just saying, like, from even when the first live action one came out, they could have had Jeremy Irons play Scar.
Yeah, they could have had Nathan Lane play Timon.
They could have. They
could have had Matthew Broderick play Simba.
Yeah, they sure could have.
They could have had Beyonce play Nala. Wait, they did.
Yeah.
I still hold to the fact that Beyonce, like, 100% was there for the movie and was trying to make it as good as possible.
Oh, for sure.
And Donald Glover was just kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna be a mighty king. So enemies beware, I guess.
I could see him doing that too.
Right.
I mean, I guess.
So we also did hear that Mandalorian and Grogu is in production right now. It's a few weeks into production right now.
Okay.
And that is going to be, I believe, a full-on movie.
Nice. Okay.
I believe that's what they were saying. So we can kind of get another story with those two. So the footage, there was footage shown. I don't think it was like actual footage, but it was like probably more conceptual art and stuff like that. That teased the return of Mando's Razor Crest ship.
Okay.
And as well as the Mandalorian and Grogu facing AT-AT walkers on a snowy planet.
Ooh, hot.
Possibly.
Ooh.
And so that'll be in theaters May 22nd, 2026.
Nice.
And yeah, that is all of like the big movies and then some of the TV shows that I kind of am looking forward to.
Cool.
So yeah, that was D23. That was a lot.
That was quite a bit.
Yeah.
But we got through it like champs.
We did. We punched the numbers like some accountants.
We did. What a segue.
Speaking of, Accountant 2 is apparently getting a theatrical release.
Ooh.
So this is going to have Ben Affleck in it. It's going to have John Bernthal in it. And it is, let's see here, it is going to have, who did they say? 1 second. Cynthia Addai-Robinson.
Okay.
So basically, when her former boss is killed by unknown assassins, Treasury agent Mary Beth Medina is forced to contact Christian Wolf to solve the murder. With the help of his estranged but highly lethal brother Brax, Chris applies his brilliant mind to less than legal methods to piece together the unsolved puzzle. As they get closer to the truth, the trio draw the attention of some of the most ruthless killers alive, all intent on putting a stop to their search.
Interesting.
Very, very. So that will be getting a theatrical release in April 25th of 2025.
Okay.
Which is going to be the weekend before Marvel Studios kicks off the summer with Thunderbolts Asterisks on May 2nd.
Okay. All right.
So we have that coming in. Any thoughts on Accountant 2?
I'm super excited. I was a big fan of the first one that came out. I was always hoping for a sequel, but it just never came. And now that we're getting one, it's even better. So
It doesn't seem real, does it?
it really doesn't. I'm still wondering if Anna Kendrick is coming back.
I don't think so.
That's too bad. But,
I don't think so, Tim.
Yeah, I don't think so, Tim. Heidi Ho Neighbor.
So we have that coming in April 25th, 2025. We have the Bob Dylan biopic that we've talked about before, A Complete Unknown, is now set for December 25th of this year.
Oscar bait.
Definitely Oscar bait. But it is coming out on the same day as Nosferatu. And a week after Mufasa the Lion King.
Okay. Nosferatu.
I have to say it every time. Every time.
It's really good.
It's a requirement.
It is.
So we do have that coming in December 25th. We've talked about it before. We had the trailer, last week, 2 weeks ago? Mm-hmm. Where we talked about the unexpected Edward.
Unexpected Edward. the Edward Norton.
Yes, came out of nowhere. You know where you're going? Nowhere. Yeah, we caught our serial crusher here.
Yep. You're going nowhere.
Where are you going? Nowhere. So we do have that. We talked about this other movie as well last week, and that is the movie Nobody 2. Apparently, we have a new cast member joining in, and that is one Colin Hanks.
Nice. Okay.
So, I mean, I know we've talked about Colin Hanks a lot before. Mm-hmm. I think we just talked about him, week 2 ago? Something like that? I forget what we were talking about him for. But yeah, he's joined in on Nobody 2.
Okay. That'll be a very interesting pairing up of Bob Odenkirk and John Bernthal and Colin Hanks.
And Sharon Stone.
Oh, and Sharon, I forgot about Sharon Stone.
And Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd. Great Scott.
Great Scott. 1.21 gigawatts.
That's right.
So good. So, sources are saying that Colin Hanks will play a corrupt sheriff with none too nice ambitions.
Ooh.
He gonna die.
I just can't picture him playing a bad guy just because of him being Tom Hanks's kid.
Right.
But he was pretty good in Dexter as a serial killer, so he might be okay. We'll see.
Wait, he was in King Kong?
He was, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The Jack Black one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
And Naomi Watts and
the Peter Jackson one. Thank you very much.
yes, with the Adrian Brody and
Indeed. And Andy Serkis.
yes.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm just trying to think. Did he do any other ones that I know of where he was kind of the bad guy? Not that I know of. Okay. Not that I have watched, I should say. Okay. That works for me.
I'm just trying to think of what else he's been in, but that'll just take us into a whole nother segue that we don't have the time for.
We don't. We really don't. But that brings us to our next movie news here, which is another casting. And this one is actually for the Megan spinoff, Soulmate. Lily Sullivan is going to be leading the cast on that one.
Nice.
And so Lily Sullivan was in the new Evil Dead movie, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
her. Okay.
Yeah, Evil Dead Rise. Mm-hmm. She was in that movie, and now she has landed the lead in Soul 8. And we'll see how that all goes. Mithrigan. Yes, very much so.
Yes.
But yeah, we'll have to see what goes from there. Do you have any thoughts on Lily Sullivan being in Soul 8?
She was really creepy in Evil Dead.
Yeah.
I think her line in that movie was, your mom's with the maggots now, or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, so she was the one that got possessed?
Yep.
Gotcha.
And she was really creepy, so I think she's in a good place with being in Soulmate, or Soulmate.
Soulmate?
Yep.
Fantastic. So that brings us to our next one that apparently was going to have a theatrical release, but is no longer going to have a wide theatrical release, and that is Wolves, and that is the George Clooney, Brad Pitt movie.
Okay.
Where we had watched the trailer before, where they're basically two kind of like cleanup guys that get pitted against or have to work together to go do something or whatever. And yeah, usually they're butting heads, and now they have to work together, but they're still butting heads because obviously. Apparently they have pulled it from a wide release, and now it's going to only be a limited release.
Okay.
And that'll be on September 20th, and then it will be released on Apple TV on September 27th.
Nice. Okay.
But a sequel is already in the works.
Jeez. They're already counting on it doing well.
Apparently.
Okay. Well, I suppose with Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see how that... I mean, I do like the chemistry that they have together on screen, but like counting on that being that well received in order to pay the bills to have them back for a sequel.
Right.
I
feel like they're jumping the gun a little bit.
Yeah.
But hopefully it'll pay off for them.
Hopefully we'll have to see how it all goes. But that is the last of our movie news. Whew. We got through that.
Well, a good lot of that was D23, so.
Yeah. So our first trailer of the night is a trailer for Saturday Night. And I ain't got nobody. Just got paid. Sorry. And this is the movie that is about the first show of Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
And I know we had kind of seen some pictures before of what it was on set and everything like that. But holy cow, did they get some dead ringers.
Yeah, they did. My goodness gracious.
I think John Belushi was kind of the only one that I was like,
Yeah.
But like Dan Aykroyd, Gilda Radner, Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase was pretty good, yeah.
Jim Henson.
Oh, Jim Henson.
They tied a rope up around Big Bird's neck and hung him from the rafters.
God, wasn't there something with Jim Henson and Saturday Night Live that he just... Was that the reason why he wouldn't go on there anymore, is because...
I don't know. I honestly have no idea.
Okay, I thought I heard something like Jim Henson was on SNL and then he just wouldn't go on anymore because something happened, but I could be wrong.
Let me see if I can find something here.
Okay. Not that we really have time for segue, whatever.
Right.
It's okay.
Okay, so what I'm reading here is basically that he worked on the first season of SNL, and basically there was sketches in there with Muppets.
Okay.
But let's see here. The main reason that it failed was likely that while the vision for the Muppet skit was Henson's, the writing was not his own. The Writers Guild of America was particularly strict on who could write for the show, and only writers employed by SNL could write skits for SNL.
Okay.
Therefore, Henson could contribute the idea for the skit, create the Muppets, and act in the show, but Henson could not write for the sketch or could not write the sketches. Since he could not write the sketches himself, the role fell to the young writers of SNL. Unfortunately, those same writers dismissed the Muppets and disliked having to write the sketches. One of the writers basically said, "I don't write for felt."
Well, you can go felt yourself.
Right. But basically the sketch that was the continuing sketch that was on SNL, which was The Land of Gorch, helped to form the Muppet Show the following year.
Okay.
Let's see here. Yeah. So basically he was there for like the first season, for most of the first season, it sounds like. But his sketch was canceled because, the writers didn't want to write for him, basically, and he couldn't write for himself.
Okay.
And so, he could only suggest ideas, and then they couldn't go anywhere because the Writers Guild was like, nah.
Sure. Okay.
So that is that. Saturday Night looks tense and hilarious and nail-biting and dramatic.
I was kind of hoping they were going to do it in the style of The Disaster Artist.
Okay.
And kind of it be... Well, it does look like that. Like, it's in... Like, they have it set on that day. Like, it's the opening night. They're trying to get everything ready. That's what I was kind of hoping they were doing it. Didn't expect it to be as serious as what they kind of had it out to be, or what it is in the trailer at least.
Right.
But maybe it's a little bit more lighthearted, like once the movie is actually playing.
Maybe.
But I don't know, because it will be intense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, just from the small, tiny amount that I know about the first episode of SNL, is that it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, just the stuff that was happening that, basically was trying to make it so that the show would not happen was insane.
Right.
And so I think they're definitely trying to do that. But one comment that I had seen too kind of was like, they're completely right. That I didn't really register when I was watching it the first time is that they actually have made it look like it was filmed back then as well.
Oh, they did.
Like a movie that was filmed back then. Like they made the color saturation like a movie like you would expect in the 70s.
Oh, definitely.
And it's like, okay, I see you.
Well, I wouldn't expect anything less from Ivan Reitman, though, or
Jason
Reitman. My bad. One of the Reitmans.
One of those Reitmans. One of those is the right man.
Exactly.
See what I did there?
I gotcha. Yep. Good stuff.
Thank you for humoring me.
You're welcome.
Our next trailer that we have is the trailer for Rebel Ridge. This is basically one where a military guy is stopped by some small town cops, and they take all of his money that he had on him off of him because he was going to go bail out somebody from jail, like either his brother or something, friend. I don't know what it was, but he was going to go bail them out. So he had cash on him and got pulled over by cops, and they took the cash because they can without giving him a ticket or anything like that. It was a forfeiture of assets,
right?
Which is completely legal. But then he went to go get his money back, and then it turned into First Blood.
I was not expecting. Why can't I remember his name? Not Beau Bridges. I can see he plays Nash Bridges. Who plays the cop in that movie? I cannot.
Don Johnson.
Don Johnson. Thank you. Yes. I was not expecting him in this movie.
Yeah.
Because I always expect him to play like the goody two-shoes cop, and here he is playing a corrupt one.
I mean, he was Big Daddy in Django.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that.
And he was also Richard Drysdale in Knives Out. He was Captain America's dad.
He was
trying to bribe the cops.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well,
there you go.
All right. Well, there you go. Yep.
I got you, man. I got you.
You got me.
Just trying to help out.
Just
get your mind in the right frame of thought for this movie.
I like it.
But yeah, it definitely very much feels like a First Blood kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, ex-military goes into a small town, and they basically egg him on until he says enough of this. And I mean, there was a part in the trailer too where basically he's just sitting in his truck, and the cop pulls up behind him, comes up to the window, and tosses a gun, and it says "gun, gun, gun," and starts firing at him.
Right.
So that is it's going to be very intense.
And it's coming from Netflix.
It's coming from Netflix specifically.
Yep.
So it'll be very interesting to see how this goes, but it does not look like a Netflix movie.
No, it does not. I was like, oh man, this could be in like a theater.
Absolutely. But that brings us to our next trailer, and that is the trailer for The Monkey. Travis, this is all you.
It really didn't show much.
Didn't know.
I mean, it was just like them explaining like who's directing it and like what studio's making it, and from like the director of this certain movie and whatnot. It's from the director of Long Legs. But it's about one of those toy monkeys, the ones that you turn the little dial and it hits the drumsticks onto the drum, and looks really, really creepy. And yeah, who is that in the trailer? The human.
Theo James?
Was that Theo James?
I believe so.
Okay. So I could not recognize him. I couldn't recognize who that was at all.
Yeah, that was 4 in the Allegiant series.
Nice.
Yeah. And then apparently Osgood Perkins is actually in it as well. Wait, what? Sorry, I'm just looking at the IMDb here for this. I mean, it's based off of the Stephen King short story. I'm just reading this here quick. When twin brothers Bill and Hal find their father's old monkey toy in the attic, a series of gruesome deaths start. The siblings decide to throw the toy away and move on with their lives, growing apart over the years.
Interesting.
So we have Theo James, we have Osgood Perkins, we have Tatiana Maslany,
Nice. Okay.
and we have Elijah Wood are the top 4 names on this.
Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood.
Okay. I'm down for it with Elijah Wood. That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't realize Tatiana Maslany was in there.
Yeah.
Very nice. So, this was very much more of a teaser than anything.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, because it really doesn't show much except for you seeing the monkey and the, 10 seconds of Theo, so...
Right, right. Yeah, so it'll be very, very interesting to see here for you.
Yep, exactly. Because you're not watching it.
No.
No,
thank you.
thank you very much.
But that does bring us to the end of our trailers as well. Do you have anything you want to say about any of our trailers or movie news, D23, anything like that you didn't have a chance to say that I cut you off for?
No, I got nothing.
All right, well then visit us at Facebook or facebook.com/movies. Well, we are also on Twitter and Instagram at movies.thing, no spaces, dashes, slash, anything like that, at movies.thing. Come on by and say hi. Especially come on by and say hi to Travis over at the St. Michael Cinema. Thank you for sponsoring the podcast. We do appreciate that.
Yes, thank you very much, St. Michael. You
What?
do that so good. You always, I always wait for you to put that in there, and you always put it in there creatively, and I like it.
Well, thank you. I try.
You're welcome.
I try.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. We do appreciate having the space for the podcast here, and yeah, if you have a chance to stop on by, say hi to Travis in the concessions area, and
I'm the guy with the headband on.
there you go. There you go.
Miss me.
Telling all the kids what to do.
That's right.
But that does bring us to the movies that are premiering this week. In this first one, No One Will Hear You Scream. And that is the movie Alien Romulus. This one is rated R and will be in theaters. When scavenging the deep ends of a derelict space station, a group of young space colonizers come face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe. IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic did not have a score for this one. It's a derelict space station. Is it made of blue steel?
It is. I'm so excited to see this movie, though. I've been a fan of the franchise for a while, and they've all been good in my opinion. But they could always have improvements, and even the later ones, they've been so CGI heavy. And I'm really happy that they're going back to its roots of it being more practical effects. And I don't know how they're doing it, but this movie takes place in between the first one and the second one. So Alien and Aliens.
So the deep ends of a derelict space station, could that possibly be, what's the name of the first one?
The first movie or the first ship?
First ship.
Oh gosh. I don't remember, but
Nostromo.
the Nostromo, okay.
Could they be aboard the Nostromo?
It's possible, but
And if so, will they find Ash?
ooh, the kitty.
No, not the kitty.
Oh, the
Ian Holm,
okay. So the
the robot.
the robot, the AI. Okay.
Because they did go and they did find Mother.
That could be. I mean, I suppose it's possible.
Or like some space station that basically took in the Nostromo. Possibly. And got everything, became deserted because of that.
I'm just trying to think, because when the first one ended, the alien gets sucked out of the ship, and then the Ripley and the kitty go to sleep in the pods, and then she wakes up again, and she's on the new ship because there was that distress call from the Nostromo. At least I think I'm remembering this correctly. If I'm wrong, I'm sure I'll get mail.
I mean, weren't they basically in almost an escape pod kind of thing at the end of Alien?
I think, were they? No, because she sucked the alien out, and then everything was safe at that point, so she was able to go into her hibernation sleep, which we never got to really see because it ended after the alien gets sucked out, basically. So I guess it's possible it could be the Nostromo. I guess I'll find out when I watch it and let you know when I review it. But
yeah. So I mean, like, I'm just kind of reading this here quickly, because she's in the ship's shuttle,
okay,
and then she puts on the spacesuit and flushes the alien out into space. Has a final confrontation with the alien, blasting into space with the pod's exhaust, and then sets a course for Earth and falls back into hypersleep.
okay. And then that's when the sequel happens, and then we find out that...
The end of Alien.
Or am I thinking of Alien, in between Alien?
Oh, no, Nostromo was exploded.
Okay.
So Ripley is the only member to escape from the Nostromo prior to its explosion, which she deliberately commenced to kill the monster. However, she discovers that the alien is also aboard the ship's shuttle, but expels it into space before putting herself in stasis for the return trip to Earth.
Which is why she gets collected by that new ship with the Marines in the sequel, and then that's when she meets the girl, Newt. And okay, all right, that makes more sense. I guess it's been a little bit since I've seen those movies.
Right. No, and I've only seen the first one once.
Right.
So.
I don't expect you to know.
Although I was watching something for Alien, and apparently Ridley Scott wanted the life cycle of the alien to be very short.
Okay.
Which is why it's kind of slower moving when it's in the shuttle, because it's basically at the end of its life. Like it had crawled in there to die almost, kind of thing.
Okay.
Which is why it's like hiding in there, and then is very slow to kind of crawl out at the end there. Like that was going to be apparently his original thoughts, or his original thoughts on the alien itself.
Okay.
Is to have a very, very short life cycle.
Oh, interesting. That'd be a very short life cycle. I forget how many days it was in between from when the face hugger happens and it lays its eggs to when it hatches out of the guy.
John Hurt.
Out of John Hurt. And then...
Not again.
Right. And then obviously it grows and starts killing people.
Yeah, and it like sheds its skin and everything too.
Yep, it
because
does.
Brett, played by Harry Dean Stanton, like actually finds like the shed, basically.
Right.
And that's when he meets the alien. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, I was just watching a thing on YouTube about Alien. So.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So. Yeah.
I'm so excited to see this. It's gonna be hopefully it'll be good.
Very nice. Right. So that is Alien Romulus. Brings us to our next movie, Ryan's World, the movie, Titan Universe Adventure. This one is rated PG and will be coming to theaters. Everyone loves Ryan, especially his younger twin sisters Emma and Kate. Desperate to play with their big brother, they'll do anything to get his attention, often ruining his cool big kid plans along the way. But when Emma and Kate's enthusiasm to impress Ryan lures them into a strange magical comic book, Ryan knows family comes first. He has to rescue his sisters. He jumps into the magic comic book after them, transforming into his anime superhero alter ego, Red Titan. And he's now as animated as the mysterious comic book world he lands in. IMDb has this one at a 4.8 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes Metacritic did not have a score.
So I'm going to be honest, I haven't watched anything on this.
Do you remember hearing about that YouTube kid, Ryan's Toy Reviews, who made multiple millions of dollars just doing toy reviews on YouTube?
I believe so, yes.
Same kid.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so he's basically grown up with his parents shoving a camera in his face to make millions of dollars off of YouTube. I think I saw something like he made $29 million in 2020, and then like 23 in 2021, and then back up to like 35 in 2022.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, he's been doing that for a while now. He must be in his teens. But yeah, now it's a full-on movie apparently, and it's about as bad as it looks about as bad as you would expect.
I mean, it sounds pretty bad, but also sounds kind of cool though too. But it also seems like it'd be super cheesy though too. Does the trailer give off a super cheesy vibe?
Very much so.
Okay.
Like when he quote unquote jumps into the comic book, it's quite literally like him standing on a green screen going, whoa, and then it transforms, quote unquote transforms him into his anime self.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cheesy. That is the cheesiest of the cheese.
Yeah.
Seems weird that it would get a theatrical release.
A little bit.
But, sometimes those weird movies make good money, though, so...
Yeah, I mean, this one, honestly, he's probably starting to get old enough that he can make his own decision, or, be his own kind of agent kind of thing. But, this is really all he's ever known. Because his parents decided to shove a camera in his face and do the toy review things from starting in 2015. So yeah, he would be a teenager by now. Oh, okay. So he is 12 right now. Going to be 13 pretty quick.
Okay.
And yeah, it just seems very exploitive to me personally.
Okay.
So I don't know.
So just like a cash grab, honestly.
Basically.
Okay.
Basically. And it's one of those things too where it's I know that there's a lot of children who do something like this, who make a lot of money, who don't actually get that money. Because, basically their parents kind of well, I did the filming and editing, so I should get this. You were just, playing with toys or whatever.
Right.
So I don't know about his parents. I honestly cannot say, but just the movie itself, the trailer that I watched seemed like it was very kind of low budget for the live action stuff. And then, I mean, it's fully animated after that, but still, it was just left a bad taste in my mouth.
Okay. Well, no one likes a bad taste in their mouth.
Right. Let's go with that. But that brings us to our next movie, and that is My Penguin Friend. This one is rated PG, and it will be a limited release. My Penguin Friend is a triumphant tale of friendship between a lonely father and a little lost penguin who recharges his spirit and heals his family with an unshakable ocean crossing loyalty. Humble fisherman Joe has turned away from the world in the wake of tragedy. But when he discovers a penguin drifting alone in the ocean, drenched in oil from a spill, his first instinct is to help. To his wife's dismay, he not only rescues the sea creature, but takes the flightless bird under his wing. For the first time in years, Joe starts to feel joy, even if he cannot fathom just how unbreakable a bond is being formed. When the penguin suddenly disappears back into the immense wilds of the ocean, Joe believes it is impossible that he will ever see his friend again. But thousands of miles away, the penguin is caught in misadventures of his own determined to use his unique GPS-like powers to find his way back to the place he now considers home. IMDb has this one at a 9.6 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic did not have a score for this one.
This looks just like fun.
This one looks like a nice little heartwarming story,
It does.
which you don't exactly expect from Jean Reno,
No, like I would expect him to be killing people
right?
or, taking care of a little girl and then killing people.
Or trying to cover up a giant lizard that his country had basically made during the nuclear testing in the Bikini Atoll.
Almost definitely. Or, or the sidekick to the Pink Panther or...
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. That old chestnut.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, Jean Reno is basically playing the fisherman who befriends a penguin. And like we were saying, I mean, it just looks like a nice little heartwarming story of... It's based on a true story, too.
Mm-hmm.
Of this guy who rescues a penguin, and then the penguin basically imprints on him, kind of, I
Yep.
would say. And, now his home is there, 5,000 miles away from, where the rest of the penguins are at.
Right.
And so he makes that yearly journey
Yeah.
until those nasty university people steal him away.
It's nasty university people.
Nasty. Let's see here. So you got all of that. I don't know, like, it looks like a nice little heartwarming movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can sit through it, though.
Okay.
I don't know why. It just kind of like, I guess is a little cringy for me. I don't know how to really explain it, but
Okay.
like, yeah.
All
What
right.
are your thoughts on it?
I want to see this. The cringy part, I guess I can kind of see, just because it does seem more on the kiddier side, I guess, of things, but still with enough adultish flair, I guess you could say.
Very nice, very nice.
Because, I mean, I'm sure, like Jean Reno, he's not going to be, hurting people in it or anything like that, but he'll be entertaining, because he's always entertaining.
Right.
And I'm sure the penguin will be cute as all get out.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Or as the kids like to say, cute AF.
that's right. Cute AF.
So, yeah, that should be an interesting one. I mean, it'll be a great one for families to go see, 100%.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, like, me personally, I kind of just might not be for me,
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
right?
Just not your cup of tea.
There you go. But that does bring us to our last one, speaking of tea.
Eh.
And that is the movie The Union. This one is going to be rated PG-13 and will be coming to Netflix. Mike, a down-to-earth construction worker, is thrust into the world of super spies and secret agents when his high school sweetheart Roxanne recruits him on a high-stakes U.S. intelligence mission. IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic did not have a score for this one. But the way that it means that it kind of coincides with T is that she drugs him and drags him to England.
Nice.
So this is Marky Mark and Storm
Yep.
and Commissioner Gordon.
Right.
I'm sorry. I just realized how ridiculous that sounded. So yeah, Mark Wahlberg, Halle Berry, J.K. Simmons are all in this one. Mm-hmm. I should have said J. Jonah. That's my bad.
You went into the Snyderverse.
I did. But yeah, like Halle Berry is basically a super spy,
Okay.
and the list of all these secret spies and everything like that has apparently been leaked or stolen, something like that. And so she ends up, like I said, drugging her high school sweetheart, played by Mark Wahlberg, and dragging him to London to help get that list back. And there's a lot of, like, I wouldn't say training montage it looked like, but definitely some, like, training shortcuts.
It's gonna be a montage.
Yeah, I mean, this one looks fun.
Yeah, it really does.
It looks super fun.
Netflix has some somewhat decent ones this week.
Absolutely. We got the trailer, and then we the trailer for the Rebel Ridge, and we've got this one coming out this week for the Union.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna try to watch this one.
Are you? Okay.
I'm gonna try.
Perfect.
And I mean, like it doesn't seem like a Marky Mark family comedy. It doesn't seem like a Marky Mark adult comedy, but it definitely seems like an action comedy.
Okay.
Which, cool. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
100%.
Yeah.
And then, that is our last movie of the week. Do you have anything that you want to say about any of the other movies that we've talked about, or this last one too, I guess?
No, I got nothing, man.
All right. Well, then visit us at Facebook. We're facebook.com/moviesareathing. We also do it on Twitter and Instagram at moviesareathing, no spaces, dashes, slash, anything like that, at moviesareathing. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/moviesareathing. If you want to help support the podcast, we do have that over there. Travis.
Yes.
You know what I didn't do?
What's that?
I didn't ask you what your order was.
No, you didn't.
Let's hear your order.
All right. Well, obviously number 1 is Alien Romulus.
Yep.
2. Why do I have to look at the list again? This is really bad. Please hold. Next available representative will be right with. All right. So Alien Romulus 1.
Mm-hmm.
2 would be the Union.
Mm-hmm.
3 would be Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
And last would be Ryan's World.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that totally makes sense. I think basically I would probably watch, I think my list would be dang close to your list, just the top 2 switched.
Okay. That's fair. I mean, if Alien was at the top of your list, I would be very concerned.
Concerned or excited?
Both.
Concited?
Yes, concited. I like that.
Or exerned.
Exerned. I like that one too.
There we go. All right, that's good to know. But yeah, I think since we have your numbers, or we have your list, we went through everything about visiting us at Facebook or facebook.com/moviesareathing, or on Twitter and Instagram at moviesareathing, no spaces, dashes, slashes, anything like that, and moviesareathing. And also our Patreon, patreon.com/moviesareathing. If you want to help support the podcast, we do have that over there. I'm going to throw that in there one more time. I do not have anything else. Travis, do you have anything else?
I have nothing else.
In that case, I do believe it is about that time.
Well, here it comes.
Well, I'll cue the outro. Thank you for listening to Movies Are a Thing. Be sure to tune in next week for more movies and tangents with us. That was my bad. I totally wasn't recording. Dang it. Oh, that was so good, too. Oh.
That's good.
I got myself on that one.
You did. Okay, we can rehearse that one from the top.
That just won't be the same.
It won't. That was really good, though. I was waiting for it, too. It's like, where's he going with this?
That is my favorite line. They're just, what'd you do? It is between that one and the favorite little rascal.
Mm-hmm. Alfalfa.
Or Spanky.
Sinner.
Yeah. Yep. Uh-huh.
Well, you see, I used to take bear claws and just...
Now with the other guy's brakes, your family goes careening. You can't stop! Oh my God! Humanity!
Oh my God! And the guy is off in the corner just puking his guts out.
And then you hear the sirens. Woo, woo. Yeah. No, actually. Really. Wow. Why do you need it? Greater good. I am your wife.
Whoops.
We talked about that one. We talked about that one. Talked about that one. That one. That one. Is this a movie or is it a TV series? That's a TV series.
Movie.
TV series. Okay. I actually forgot to double check this here quick. Okay. Blah, blah.
Good push.
Nope.
Don't throw up.
I'm trying not to. Montage. That reminds me. I have to show you another thing after.
Nice.
Just remind me, montage.
Okay.
But please hold.
Okay.
You know that hold music?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do.
All right, I think I should probably stop this, huh?
Yeah.
Since we just hit the 2-hour mark. Woo! Ready? All right. I guess I'll stop.
Sounds good.
That's not the one I wanted. I wanted this one. Stop.